Hi everybody. Today, well, first off, I'm Dwight Schmuck, and today I would like to talk to you about something a little bit different. Something very different than what anybody's used to me talking about, or probably will ever talk about again. But today we're going to talk about bees and butterflies. I read a thing in the BBC this morning about the White House has told the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, to put together a task force to find out why the honeybees are in such a decline. We've lost, I forget how many percent of the honeybees in the U.S. The UK has also lost a whole bunch. And people all over the world are kind of getting excited about this because, well, doggone it, not only do they produce honey, but they pollinate various crops that we humans eat. And if they don't pollinate, those crops don't reproduce and we don't eat. And the same thing about the butterflies, the monarch butterflies, the viceroys, and God only knows how many other butterflies, and they pollinate things too, flitting from flower to flower and bush to bush and plant to plant. Nature works like that. And when you don't have these things doing that, well, those plants don't reproduce, and the things that eat them don't eat them, and then of course they starve. And the price of food is already high enough. With a food decline, you're going to have higher prices. Do the math, and you have less of a supply, the cost goes up. Now, one of the things that has already been attributed to the decline is one of the new pesticide things. They're called, I have them down here as a note, neonicotinoids. And I would assume that's something that has nicotine in it, so it's got to be made from tobacco, which is a huge cash crop here in the U.S., not to mention other places. But, it's a relatively new pesticide, and it's very effective, but it seems to be killing off a lot of the wrong things to be killing off too. And you might want to consider that and maybe saying, okay, this is like DDT, which also was very, very effective, but it killed a lot of other shit. And we banned it for the good of mankind because we didn't want the food decline again. And we didn't want to wind up poisoning ourselves, which, gee golly, if this works its way through the food chain with the bees and the butterflies, etc., well, we could be in danger too then, as it comes up through the roots and into the various food stuffs we eat. I don't hold much hope, especially when Washington gets involved, because that always seems to slow things down, because you have this guy's competing with this guy for this other guy's money. The lobbyists are going to have oh my goodness, can you imagine the shrieking from the chemical company, the pesticide company, the tobacco people? Oh my God, you're going to ruin us, you're going to ruin us. Well, they did the same thing with DDT. Chemical companies were all crying about that, but you know what? They survived. They had to work a little harder. Oh, it's so hard. You gotta make it easy on us because we're business. Where in God's name has that ever been engraved in stone? It's a real tough world out there for us individually, collectively, and in the business world it should be the same thing. Get set, folks. Sometimes you make bad decisions, you gotta pay for them. This might not have been a bad decision at the time because, again, it looked like a great pesticide. It killed the stuff you want to kill. But now it seems to be killing a lot of things we can't have killed. And there's a big difference between you want to have and can't have. Can't means no, you don't have to have it. You cannot have it, because it's killing the things we need to stay alive, so we, as the human race, stays alive. No matter how much money you have, when there are food riots, you lose. Everybody loses. It's time, folks. Email your congressmen, email your senators, email the White House, and they all have 800 numbers. Take some time out of your busy days over the weekend. Get this going. We gotta eat. First and foremost, whether you're Republican, Democrat, Tea Party, Radical, Liberal, I don't care. We all got one thing big time in common. We gotta eat. This is the food off of our tables. It's time to find out what's going on and correct it before it's too damn late. I think about that. Do the math. I'm Dwight Schmuck. Peace.